Yo, yo, yo. Good morning to everybody. Haven't been on here in quite some time. We're actually up north right now on a tour, but I want to do another how-to video just because I think that it's wise for anybody that owns a Chrysler product, most particularly Chrysler Town & Country, the Dodge Grand Caravan, any of the Chryslers that's got the 62T trannies that do not have a dipstick. What we've got here, let me show you guys. Put the flashlight in my mouth. What we got here, if you guys can see it, is the factory dipstick. And this dipstick is long, of course, as you guys can tell. And of course, now at the, how well you guys can see this, if you can, right on this dipstick, you've got your millimeters. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. And they're in 10 millimeter increments. So you've got 10, 15, 20, 25, of course below that, but we'll start out at 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And it goes all the way up to 120. All right, that said, with the Dodges, with these Grand Caravans, what you've got to do is you guys know that I've just rebuilt the tranny on this, and when you rebuild or change it, the solenoid pack or whatever the case is, when you flush, fill, change the filter, whatever the case may be, you've got to have this. But conversely, you've got to know the temperature of your fluid. If you don't know the temperature, I got a little trick. So you'll have to get that. Of course, you can actually. There's another way you can actually do this. The reason I'm doing this at dark, guys, is because it's a little cooler during the day. There's another way that you can do this. I'm going to show you guys something real quick. This right here is an Accurite meat thermometer, basically, a cooking thermometer. And what I've done is I've got it going down right into the tube, right down into the transmission where you would normally check it. So right now we're at 173 degrees. We were at 180. I've been running it pretty hot, and we were at about 180 degrees. Right now we are not. Right now we are just roughly, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but we're at 173 degrees. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there we go. Okay, you see it, 173 degrees. Now what we've done is we've got the Chrysler information. I've got the Chrysler Dodge information on this. What we're going to look at real quick, I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you real quick. Right here you've got the 62 chart seed, 62 T fluid level chart. Your temperature's on the bottom, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. Goes all the way up to 210. And then of course then we've got the fluid level in millimeters. So we know with the minimum fluid line, the maximum fluid line, that roughly at 170 degrees, we followed the 170 degrees up, maximum should be about 38 to 40-ish roughly. That's and I say maximum, that's actually what you'd want. Maximum is closer to about 44 would be the maximum. We are a little bit low. Not bad. but a little bit low. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some fluid to this thing. Had to pick up my papers. Sorry guys, this is a how-to video without any mistakes. Before I add my fluid here, and just FYI, I do use synthetic from everything to my engine oil to whatever, but ATF4 full synthetic, and this is recommended for the Dodge, but we're going to check one more time what we're going to check right now is we're just going to check what our current level is right now. Current level is about 30. Just right at 30. I don't know whether you guys can see that, if you can or not. But the current level is right there. And again, this is why I hate how-to videos, because you've got to get so close and do things like this. But I want to do this because I want all my friends to know they don't have to pay a gazillion dollars. This right here is about an $80 part just by itself, unless you order it offline or something like that. Okay, so we basically know what our level is right now. So what we need to do is we need to add just a hair bit. We should be about 40, and we're about 30, just under 30, if you will. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add, and you don't want to add too much. You do not want to add too much. So that's why I put this little lid, this little spout on it. All right, so we've added that, guys. Like I said, now we want to check this again, right? Just to make sure. And it's going to clink at the bottom of the pan. I mean, right on that lip. There's a little lip down there. For those that may have be mechanically inclined enough to tear it apart, you know what I'm talking about. We're going to check our level right now and see what it is. We're about 38 roughly. I'm going to check it one more time, clean it off, but it would appear to me we're about 38, that's what I want to be at. That's fine. That's well within spec. You can go above that. I certainly would not go above 52 mil, but or even 50, but we'll check it again here just to verify that I'm right. Look at it. We're right about 38. That's what we're at. That's what we're after. So that said, guys, don't go spending thousands and thousands and thousands of bucks if you can avoid it. For an example, I did all the tranny work, obviously, and then rebuilt the motor itself myself. But labor alone on the transmission would have been about $1,600 just alone, minus the parts. People, you know, $1,600. If you can save that, you get my point. So, and again, weather related. Everything that all my videos I post are weather related videos. But and I know this is kind of a how-to video, but it's obviously this is truly a weather-related how-to, if you will. So if you've got a Dodge Grand Caravan, Town & Country, Chrysler, anything with that 62 TE transmission, there's some Volkswagens out there. It's the same process because they don't have a dipstick. You have to do this. And if you go to the factory to have that checked, it's going to cost you $60 just to have that checked. Just do exactly what I did with the temp and the long dipstick. It's going to cost you $60, boom, right off the bat. So I don't understand that. Now, there's some great videos out there on how to take your oil dipstick and measure it, mark it for the correct millimeter. You might look that video up. I'm not sure who put that out, but that video is a good video because you can use your dipstick. You don't have to spend the $80, 60 to $80 on that one. You can actually use your oil dipstick, flip it over and kind of groove it, mark it and groove it, making the correct millimeter adjustments from point A to point B, and actually use that in reference to checking your tranny fluid. And just before I quit here, that temperature gauge that I used, just so you guys know, hang on one more time, that temperature gauge I used is a Accurate touchscreen, and very, very accurate. And it's actually a custom meat and cooking thermometer, but it's got the cable, and of course, and then it's got the deal. Now I bent it just a little bit so I could get it down. It had a curve right there, so I could get it down into the plug, meaning down into the pan reservoir, and measure that. So one last thing, guys, probably the most important thing before I run off. Do not lose that plug. They are expensive as hell, so don't lose them. Plug that back in. And it's hot because you're right by the manifold. Ouch. It's in there. Perfect. All right. And she's running like a champ. Oil change, filter change, tranny change, complete tranny rebuild, all ultimately complete motor rebuild, tear down, rebuild, clean, service, blah, blah, blah. You get my point. And please like, subscribe, share. I appreciate y'all. Have a good evening, guys. Have a great weekend. LFD, we're out.